Hello Internet, I'm KrissieDeathy and today I'm going to read you the chapter 26 of Sonadow shorts written by TW. Link will be provided in the description. TW is my patron on Patreon, so this is one of the rewards she gets. Every month she gets to tell me a song or a story she would like me to sing and or read. And so, this month she wanted me to read chapter 26. And she does have a large author's note that I barely skimmed over, but she does have a disclaimer. This chapter is a joke chapter at the very top. Like, I have not read this completely, but we're going to go through this now. Shadow arrived home after a long, uneventful day at Gun. As he entered the house and closed the front door, he almost immediately noticed something was wrong. Usually Sonic was there to greet him, but he wasn't. In fact, he was nowhere to be seen. Shadow glanced around the downstairs living area, confirming that there was indeed no one there. That's odd, Shadow thought to himself. Sonic's not only home by now. He decided to call out just to make sure he was truly alone. "I'm home," he shouted. There was the sound of footsteps coming from above. Mere moments later, Sonic appeared at the top of the stairs, looking rather miserable. "Shadow, get off your back." Sonic, the blue hedgehog, sighed with relief as he made his way down the stairs. "What's wrong?" Shadow questioned, approaching the stairs and meeting Sonic halfway. "Junior's locked himself in his room and is refusing to come out," Sonic responded. "I've tried everything, but he won't tell me what he's so upset about. Do you think you could try talking to him?" "It's worth a shot," Shadow replied, moving past Sonic and making the climb upstairs. Sonic followed close behind as they both made their way to Junior's room. They paused outside, with Sonic leaning against the wall while Shadow stood directly in front of the door. Shadow hesitated for a second before lifting his hand and knocking on the bedroom door. "Junior?" The only response he got was a quiet sob. Shadow exchanged a worried glance with Sonic and then lowered himself down into a crouch, so he was level with Junior, or at least he assumed that he and Junior were now at the same height. "Junior, whatever has happened, me and your dad, we want to help you, but we can't if you don't tell us what's wrong." Junior stood softly on the other side of the door. Shadow sighed and rested his head on the door and closed his eyes, hoping that his son would at least feel his presence in some way, even if he wasn't right beside him. "You can't stay in there all day, you know. And even if you do, it won't make it any better," he informed him. We want to help you, Junior. And no matter what it is, we'll try and fix it," he told him comfortingly. "Just please come out, please." There was a moment of silence. No crying, no sounds, no sniffing, just silence. But it didn't last long. The sound of a bolt sliding alerted the two adult hedgehogs, causing Shadow to move his head away from the door that slowly creaked open and Junior peered out into the hallway. Shadow smiled warmly at the young hedgehog, but received nothing in return except a blank stare. "You really think you can make it better?" he asked. "I know we can," Shadow reassured him. Junior glanced at the floor and then back at Shadow. He then looked at Sonic and paused, pushed himself on the wall, and was smiling at the child comfortingly. Junior hesitated for a moment before pulling the door open fully and stepping out onto the landing. The young hedgehog looked like a combination between the two adults. He had Sonic's royal blue fur and Shadow's red stripes on his short quills and running up his arms and legs. The fur on his chest was pure blue, but thick and rugged. His ebony black nose was dripping with snot, and his gentle green eyes were red and puffy. That's the alarm to wake up from all the tears. Junior shifted from the spot, clenching his hands together as his eyes started to well up with tears once again. He then threw his arms around Shadow and hugged him, causing Shadow to almost fall over, but luckily he managed to maintain his balance. Junior gripped Shadow tightly, burying his face into his white fur as he cried. Sonic knelt down and began to comfort Junior by running his fingers through the child's quills in a fatherly manner. After some time had passed of the two adults simply consoling their distraught son, by the time he had calmed down, Shadow gently pulled away from him, but had kept hold of his arms and gave them a squeeze. "What's the matter, Junior?" he dared to ask. Though he was fearful that he might set him off again, he would have to pick his words carefully. Junior let out another sob. "The kids at school have been making fun of me," he told him, sniffing sadly. "What have they been saying?" Sonic piped up, eagerly concerned as Shadow. "They keep telling me I'm not normal, that I have a mom, not two dads. And then they ask me where my mom is, or if I even have a mom," and he paused and began to sob again, and his sobs turned into hiccups, "and they call me a freak." "Oh, gee," Sonic murmured sympathetically. Big words. Early in the morning, I have trouble saying. "Why do people have to be so mean?" Junior whispered. "They make fun of what they don't understand, and you mustn't let them get to you," Shadow told him wisely. He lifted his hand and proceeded to wipe the snot and tears off of Junior's face. "Do I have a mom?" Junior quizzed. "Where is she?" He lowered his hand aside. "It's complicated," he replied simply. "How was I born if I don't have a mom?" The young hedgehog continued the question. "It's a long story," he replied, reinforcing his earlier statement. "But I want to hear it." "I don't think you do," Sonic commented. "Why not? You don't know what you're getting yourself into, and it's best that you don't hear about it. Maybe when you're older, but right now you are far too young." Junior turned his gaze off of Sonic and looked at Shadow with big, pleading eyes. He just wanted to know where he came from, and so that he understood more than the bullies did. He had a right to know. Who Shadow denying that knowledge? He put his lower lip. I can't say no to that face. The black and red hedgehog stared, rising from his crouched position. The young hedgehog smiled weakly, thankful that Shadow had agreed to tell him. It was good to see him happy, even if it wasn't much, but it filled Shadow with such joy. "Shadow, he's just a kid. We can't tell him about this yet," Sonic argued. "I think it's about time he knew how he was born. If he wants to know, then we as his parents are obliged to tell him." "Yeah, I know that. But what if it makes him feel worse?" Sonic questioned worryingly. "It won't, I'm sure of it." "Well, if you're really that sure, then okay. Let's tell him the story. You better not hog all the good parts." Shadow smirked and Sonic grinned back at him. Despite being parents and role models, they still loved to tease each other. Some things would just never change. "You're going to tell me how I was born, for real?" Junior quizzed. He sounded excited and looked a lot more perky. Thankfully, at the end of the story, all of his troubles would be washed away. "Yep, just as long as you promise to keep that cute smile on your face," Sonic replied, tickling his stomach. Junior giggled. "Okay, I promise." Shadow was glad to hear that. He hated seeing him so sad. "Come on, Junior," he said, taking him by the hand and leading him into the bedroom he had come out of not too long ago. The three sat on the bed, with Sonic and Shadow on either side of Junior. "Now," Shadow began. He quickly glanced at Sonic. "You don't mind if I start, do you?" "No, not at all. Go right ahead." Junior sat silently and patiently, staring at Shadow as he waited for him to fully begin. It all started not long after our honeymoon. Sonic and Shadow had stopped in Spagonia, which looks a lot like spaghetti to me, on their extended honeymoon. We are now in a flashback. Now I'm curious and slightly concerned about how this is gonna go. They only had a few more places to visit before they would head home to their apartment in Empire City. Shadow stood in front of a hot dog vendor and was waiting for his order. It was not long before he was served and money was exchanged. With 2 chili dogs in each hand, he turned around and walked over to Sonic, who was sitting on a bench and observing some young children playing in the fountain in front of the university. Shadow offered Sonic his chili dog, holding it out in front of his face to get his attention, as he seemed rather distant. It took a second, but Sonic snapped out of his trance as soon as he caught a whiff of the chili dog. He glanced at the Shadow as he took it from him. "Thanks," he said gratefully. Shadow moved aside and sat down beside Sonic, staring at his own chili dog. He wasn't sure why he had taken the offer for 2 for the price of 1, since he could have easily bought 1. He didn't even like chili dogs. He should have gotten something else. He glanced over at Sonic and was unsurprised to find that he had already finished and was licking the sauce off of his fingers. Shadow looked back at his own chili dog and was about to tuck it in when Sonic spoke up. Shadow, he addressed him. Yeah, have you ever thought about having kids, Sonic asked. Shadow took a moment to think before answering. No, not really. What? Shadow knows children are evil. Shadow, you are smart. Well, I've been thinking, Sonic paused. Sonic, what's children? This is going to get hilarious. Glancing over at the children playing in the fountain, about how great it would be to have a kid. You already raised tails, Sonic. That grief wasn't enough for you, he finally stated. Shadow gazed at him, intrigued by the sudden confession. He couldn't help but wonder how long this had been on Sonic's mind. It was obvious that he had wanted to bring it up for a while. It would be a little like me running around, causing trouble, keeping me on my toes. I could teach them how to fight Eggman, the little guy or girl would really give him hell. We would do all sorts of things and go on loads of adventures. Man, I imagine how great it would be to have a child of our own. Sonic, you already raised tails. Just my statement. Shadow wasn't sure if Sonic was even talking to him anymore. He was more or less speaking his thoughts aloud at this point and repeating himself. What are you trying to say? Shadow questioned, trying to set the look at him. Isn't it obvious? You want a child. Yeah, I get that. But that's not entirely possible, Riss. Sonic. But it's not impossible, Sonic pointed out. He only got a blank expression in response. He looked down at the pavement and said, yeah, I guess you're right. I guess you regret marrying me now, huh? Shadow joked, trying to make light of the situation. Sonic chuckled, but his laughter soon faded away with a small smile on his face. How long have you been thinking about the Shadow asked in a serious tone? A while before our wedding, Sonic told him honestly. And you brought it up now? I thought now would be a good time, he said with a small stroke. Why? You know what? Never mind. Doesn't matter. Forget about it, Sonic replied. Sonic, forget about it. Sonic told him with more force this time as he stared at Shadow momentarily with a strong gaze. He then looked away once again, and a long silence washed over the couple. Are you going to eat that? Sonic asked, pointing at the chilling dog and shifting the topic entirely. As Shadow glanced down at the piece of food, he had almost forgotten that he had it. He didn't even give it a second thought and handed it to Sonic. The blue head took the chili dog and began to tuck it in, trying to distract himself from what had happened prior. Shadow leaned and rolled his head upwards, staring at the clear blue sky. Was Sonic serious about wanting a baby? Did he truly want one this badly? And if so, what lengths would Shadow go to give him that opportunity? The opportunity to be a father. Shadow touched his stomach. Perhaps that opportunity had already risen. So why did you want to have me? She asked, looking up at Sonic. Sonic scratched the back of his head awkwardly and blushed. Well, you see, he stammered. He thought it would be cool. Shadow answered for him. Hey, not true. I wanted to raise a child together and be like a proper family, Sonic explained. Yes, but that sounds boring coming from you. Sonic glared at Shadow, but the black and red hedgehog interrupted him before he could speak. Can I continue with the story? Sonic folded his arms. Fine. We are now back in a flashback. This is a really long chapter. This is going to be a really, really long chapter. Okay, so several days later, home sweet home, Sonic murmured as he and Shadow entered the apartment, trying their very small amount of luggage and dumping it in the living room. It's good to be back. I mean, going around the world was nice, but there's no place like home, he stated. Right, Shadow? Shadow had disappeared. The black and red hedgehog had gone out onto the balcony and was staring down at the hustle and bustle of the streets below. He began to fiddle with his wedding ring, twisting it on his finger as he became lost in thought. Is everything alright, Shadow? Sonic questioned as he walked out onto the balcony. Everything was fine, he replied as he turned around and headed back into the apartment. I'm popping out for a bit, he declared, making his way out the front door. But we only just got back, Sonic argued. Shadow frowned. If you have a problem with me going out, you could just say, I don't have a problem with it. I was just hoping that we could relax and, spend some time together. We spent enough time together yet. Anyway, I won't be long. Fine, if you insist on leaving me here alone, Sonic replied, walking over to the kitchen area. While you're out, do you think you can grab some shopping? The fridge is kind of empty, he said, opening the aforementioned fridge to find nothing but a single lettuce leaf. What was that even doing in there? Sure thing. And while you're doing that, I'm going to do some unpacking, he stated, picking up the luggage. I'll see you later. Shadow said his goodbyes and then departed, shutting the apartment door before Sonic could even wave him off. Bye, Sonic muttered quietly. His gaze lingered on the door for a brief moment before he got to work on unpacking. Shadow had no intention of going shopping. Well, he did, but not right now. He was heading to Tails' workshop to see if the two-tailed fox was there. He had something very important to ask him. Using a speed that could even rival Sonic, he was able to leave the large city behind and make it to Tails' place within no time at all. He hesitated for a second before knocking on the front door. He then waited, fiddling with his red earring again. There was a sound of movement coming from inside, and only moments later the door swung open and Tails appeared dressed in a white lab coat. Tails was well on his way towards his young adult years at this point. He was growing at such a rate that he was starting to become taller than Shadow. But Shadow would never change, so there wasn't any way for him to grow and make up for the height difference. The two-tailed fox smiled and grinning. Hey, Shadow, I was wondering when you and Sonic were getting better. I expected you to return over a week ago. We got a little sidetracked, Shadow admitted. May I come in? He then asked, gesturing inside. Oh, yeah, of course. Tails replied, pulling the door wide open and inviting Shadow in. The workshop was cluttered with tools and bits of machinery, along with many blueprints scattered across the entire room. Sorry about the mess. I haven't cleaned up in a while. Tails apologized as he made his way through the minefield of unfinished projects and over to his chair and computer. Shadow moved aside a few blueprints and hoisted himself onto a workbench, declaring that as his seat. So what can I do you for? Tails asked. Shadow instinctively placed his hand on his stomach. I know this may sound like a stupid question. He paused for a moment. He couldn't believe that he was about to say what he was about to say, let alone believe that Tails would take him serious. Do you think it would be possible for a male to get pregnant? He was surprised to find that Tails didn't immediately burst out laughing. Instead, the fox kept his cool and even managed to keep a straight face. Well, the short answer is no. The long answer is no, because men don't have the same reproductive organs as females. Why you ask? What if I told you I might be pregnant? Shadow questioned. I'd say that it's not scientifically possible in any way, shape, or form, Tails replied. But since I can tell that you're being serious, then I'll ask you one question. How do you know that you're pregnant? I don't know. I just do. Shadow told him with a shrug. Really, it's just convenient for the author that I know, but we won't address that. Well, I guess I could do a body scan of you with my portable device and take a quick look. Tails' mother, standing up and grabbing the device off his desk. Stand up for me and I'll do a quick scan. He instructed. Shadow did as told and got off the workbench. Tails began to fiddle with the dials on his device and pointed at Shadow. It'll only take a second, he murmured, adjusting the settings a little more. A green light erupted from the device, scanning Shadow from head to toe. There we go. Tails turned around and plugged the device into his computer. Shadow sat back and down. A minute passed, Tails typing on his keyboard and examining the scan that he hadn't even shown Shadow yet. Incredible, Tails muttered after a short period of silence, putting a zoom in on an image on the computer screen. I can't believe I'm going to be saying this, but you're at least a week into pregnancy. The image on the screen showed a small developing embryo, which Tails even highlighted with a red circle so that Shadow was looking at the right place. But how is that even possible? Shadow questioned, completely stunned by the image. Was this real? Was this actually happening? How could it be? Tails rubbed his chin as he thought. Maybe it was something to do with you being genetically modified, your alien DNA. Perhaps the male species of the black arms can reproduce, if they actually had gender sitters. But I've never experienced the time of the month. I don't even have female reproductive organs, Shadow exclaimed. That doesn't make any sense. I'm just as confused as you are. But this is a miracle. Shadow, no male has ever been able to have a child. It's unlikely you will ever be able to again. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. This is everything Sonic has ever wanted, Shadow interrupted. What do you mean? He has wanted a child for quite some time now, and he only just formed the idea on me recently. Shadow paused for a moment. But how could this child possibly develop? I don't have a womb. I cannot provide for it like an actual mother could. He sighed, clutching his stomach. If push comes to shove, do you think you could? He didn't even want to say it. I just don't want it to suffer. Tails touched Shadow's arm comfortingly. Shadow, if you were able to even conceive a child, then I am certain that it will be able to develop enough for you to eventually give birth to it. You really think so? Shadow questioned. Not really. I mean, most of this is beyond me, but I say that I'm at least 50% certain. Tails replied. I think you need to go and talk it over with Sonic. Figure out what you and him want to do about it. He paused, looking at the grimace on Shadow's face. He doesn't even know you're here, does he? He doesn't have a clue about any of this. Shadow shook his head. No, not yet, anyway. Well, I think it's time to told him, said with a small smile. His smile faded as he addressed an underlying issue, and if it comes down to it, then yes, I could probably terminate the baby. Tails removed his hand from Shadow's arm and turned back to his computer. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Just talk it over with Sonic first and let me know when you come to a decision. Thank you for your help, Tails, Shadow said gratefully. No problem. You couldn't exactly go to an actual hospital about this sort of thing. Before Shadow left, he turned back to the two-tailed fox for one last thing. Could I take a picture with me? He requested. Oh, yeah, of course. Tails replied quickly, sending the scan off to print. It took a second and Tails picked up the image and handed it to Shadow. If you're not sure what to say, just tell him what I told you. I hope it goes well. He then added. Shadow turned away and made his way towards the front door. Me too, he murmured, quietly clutching the picture close to his chest. Wait, so Daddy Shadow was the one that had me doing your ass interrupting story? I never actually had a mom? Nope. It was always just me and your dad, Sonic told him, touching Shadow's hand. So Daddy Shadow is actually Mommy Shadow. Well, in a way, I guess, Sonic replied, scratching the back of his head. Please don't ever call me that, Shadow groaned. You're the one who insisted on telling him the story. You only have yourself to blame, Sonic commented. Shadow glared at Sonic, causing the blue hedgehog to hold out his tongue. Shadow gazed often as he turned to look at you. Do you want to hear the rest of the story, or is that all you need to hear? I want to hear the rest. Junior stared. Are you sure? Yeah. Why? What happens next? Junior wanted, confused about how much the adults were questioning him. It's just there is some quite heavy and revealing stuff coming next, Shadow explained. That makes me want to hear it even more, Junior admitted. Well, luckily for you, the story we're telling you is really toned down compared to what the audience is reading. Yeah, you guys didn't actually think we were telling Junior all this stuff, did you? Sonic asked, chuckling. Yes, he is talking to you. Yay, fourth wall breaking. That would be ridiculous. Junior looked at the two adults completely bewildered. Who are you even talking to? Don't worry about it, Junior. It doesn't matter, Sonic told him. Can I continue with the story now, Shadow asked. Haven't you told enough of it already? When is it my turn? You'll get your turn, just be patient, Shadow assured him. Then he turned his attention back to Junior. Now, where were we? You were going to tell Daddy Sonic that I was in your tummy. Junior filled over. Oh yes, I was heading back to the house to let Sonic know about the big news. Welcome to... Shut up. Okay, now we're back in the flashback and I'm trying not to laugh. Shadow walked into the apartment and gently closed the door behind him. Sonic rushed into the living room. Hey, Shadow, I was wondering where you had gotten off to. He greeted, kissing him on the cheek. He glanced down, noticing the absence of grocery bag. You didn't go shopping, did you? Sorry, I forgot. Shadow apologized, and wow, it is time for me to get ready for school. Shit. Glanced at the clock for a second, and I'm still not ready for school. So this will be a two-parter, and I'll pick up back with this flashback. This story, I don't even think I'm halfway through it. I think I'm like a little over a quarter through. So I will finish this story when I get home, so I have to get ready for school. Thank you all so much for listening. The story is to be continued until I get home. And yeah, Question of the day, because this is a question of the day. I had a question to get to know all 100 of my subscribers now who doesn't want to talk to me. So question of the day is, what is your favorite Sonic shipping? That's your question of the day. Enjoy that. Answer that in the comment section below. Let's have a fun conversation. Bye-bye!